Hello and welcome back to Ask a Librarian. Today our question comes from David. He heard it was the 45th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald and wanted to know more about the ship. The SS Edmund Fitzgerald was a lake freighter for the Ogle Bay Norton Company out of Cleveland, Ohio. It was 729 feet long and weighed over 13,000 tons. The Fitzgerald was the largest ship on the Great Lakes for 13 years until 1971. A few of the ship's nicknames was the Pride of the American Side, Toledo Express, and the Big Fitz. On November 9, 1975, the Fitzgerald was loaded with 26,000 tons of iron ore when it left Superior, Wisconsin, heading for Detroit, Michigan. Captain Ernest M. McSorley of the Fitzgerald was soon joined by the ship Arthur M. Anderson. A storm raged on Lake Superior with wind speeds of 58 knots, which is 66 miles an hour, with gusts up to 70 knots or 80 miles per hour, with waves 18 to 25 feet, with rogue waves of 35 feet. Shortly after 3:30 p.m., Captain McSorley radioed the Anderson. Anderson, this is the Fitzgerald. I have a fence rail down, 2 vents lost or damaged, and a list. I'm checking down. Will you stay with me till I get to Whitefish? McSorley was slowing his speed to allow the Anderson to close the distance between the two ships. According to the captain of the Anderson, around 6:55 p.m., he and his men felt their ship lurch. They saw a monstrous wave engulf the entire vessel from astern. The rogue wave worked its way along the deck, crashed on the back of the pilot house, and drove the bow of the ship into the sea. After that happened, he checked in with the Fitzgerald around 7:10 p.m. and asked how the Fitzgerald was doing. McSorley replied, "We are holding our own." That was the last transmission from the Fitzgerald. On November 10, 1975, Edmund Fitzgerald sank 17 miles off Whitefish Point, Michigan. All 29 crew members were lost. The exact cause of the sinking still remains unknown to this day. A few theories are the ship may have capsized due to a rogue wave, suffered structural damage and split apart, or broke down, meaning that their bow was forced down into the sea or into the lake but struck bottom. In July of 1995, the Fitzgerald 200-pound bronze bell was recovered from the wreck and is on display at the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum in Whitefish Point, Michigan, as a memorial to her lost crew. Although the Edmund Fitzgerald is the most famous shipwreck of the Great Lakes, between 1816 and 1975, the Whitefish Point area alone claimed 240 ships. The tragedy inspired the singer Gordon Lightfoot to produce a song in 1976 entitled "The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald." The library has many books on the Edmund Fitzgerald, along with other books for all the shipwrecks of the Great Lakes. So keep those excellent questions coming to ohplmedia@seolibraries.org. And check back next week for another Ask the Librarian.